Here's what it says. We know that angle KPL and angle JPL are a linear pair. Okay, so that's the first thing we got to look at is what is a linear pair? What do you see in that phrase, linear pair? Line. What? Is that what you said? Line. So a linear pair is a pair of angles that forms a straight line. Okay, that's like our adjacent supplementaries from yesterday. Okay, that is a linear pair. So we're saying these two angles are a linear pair. The measure of angle KPL is 2x plus 24. And the measure of angle JPL is 4x plus 36. Okay, I want to know what are their measures. Okay, now typically they'll give you a picture. If they don't give you a picture, I would draw a picture. Okay, on this one, they give you a picture. Your picture is going to look like this. Let me get my ruler out here. So this is point K, this is point L, this is point J, and then the vertex is P. So we know they're a linear pair, which means they form a straight line. What do we know about a straight line? 180 degrees. So if I know KPL is 2x plus 24, and I know that JPL is 4x plus 36. Real quick, are you all seeing how those are being named, right? That middle letter is always the vertex, okay? So KPL goes from K to P to L, that's this angle. Same thing with JPL, you go from J to P to L. P being the vertex again. If you're having any trouble seeing that, talk to me. I want to make sure you're clear on how we're naming these angles. So if this is our setup, and we said a linear pair is supplementary, right? Supplementary means what again? 180. They add up to 180. What are you going to do to figure out the measure of these angles? Add them together. So 2x plus 24 equals, not equals, plus, sorry, plus 4x plus 36 equals what? Equals the 180. Good. And then from there, do the algebra to simplify it. So 2x plus 4x is 6x. 24 plus 36 is 60 equals 180. Take away your 60, so you get 6x equals 120, and then divide by 6. You get x equals 20. Okay. Now the question was, what's the measure of each angle? So we would say the measure of angle KPL is, we take our 2x plus 24, so 2 times 20 plus 24. So that would be 40 plus 24, or 64 degrees. Technically, if you've done everything right to this point, you shouldn't have to do any more big math, because you could just do 180 minus 64. But if I were you, I would still plug it in just to make sure you didn't make a silly mistake somewhere. So JPL would be 4 times 20 plus 36, and that is 116. So then just double check. Do they add up to 180? And they do, so then you know you're good. Okay? Questions on that? Okay, so not a whole lot new with that, right? You kind of saw some like that yesterday. What is new today is the angle bisector. Any guesses what an angle bisector is? What does it mean to bisect? What was the segment bisector the other day? What did it do to the segment? It split it in half, 2 equal parts, okay? So an angle bisector does the same thing. It cuts the angle into 2 equal angles. So this is a ray that divides an angle into 2 congruent angles. I never write the word angle. Not never, because I wrote it here, but I rarely write the word angle. So just get used to my angle is always going to look like that angle symbol, okay? It's my shorthand. I will never write the word congruent. I always do the symbol for congruent too. So if my shorthand ever is like, what are you doing? Just ask. I will let you know what I mean. So here we go with, I need my ruler and it's hiding. Oh, there we go. All right, angle bisector. If I have this set up, so say you have points X, Y, Z, and A, okay? We would say these are congruent if AY is an angle bisector. So if you wanted to write out the wording for that, we would say ray AY bisects angle XAZ. So that means that angle XAY is congruent to angle ZAY. Okay. Okay, so with that being said, one last example, and we're done. So if I tell you ray AC bisects angle DAB, if the measure of angle DAC is 58, what is the measure of angle DAB? Some of you probably don't even need a picture for that. You can visualize it and see what they're talking about. I'm a visual person, so I will always draw a picture. If you don't need it, don't worry about it. This is not to scale. Should have drawn it a little bigger. Sorry. Use your imagination. I try on the quizzes and tests to make it as to scale as possible, but sometimes it just isn't. So my apologies ahead of time. So this is your setup. It says DAC is 58 degrees. So this is 58. And it says AC bisects. So what is DAB? What is it? DAB isn't 58. CAB is 58, right? So because it bisects, these are both going to be 58 degrees. So then DAB is just the sum of those, right? Add those together, 58 plus 58. You get 116 degrees, which that is definitely not a 116 degree angle, but you get the idea. Questions on that? Okay, so just keep in mind, if they give you an expression here instead of a number, nothing changes. You set the expression equal to a number, whatever number they give you, and that would be another way to find it, okay? But angle bisector, you're gonna have equal parts. That's it, short lesson.